Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here for another trailer reaction. As you can see, I'm not as excited as I usually am when I'm doing a trailer reaction video. You see from the title, this is Chadwick Boseman's tribute video. Unfortunately, this this king, is no longer with us. But this tribute, video was put out by Marvel Studios. Marvel Entertainment came out 2 days ago, and I wanted to watch it then, but I was just like, nah, I just need to chill, because as his death has impacted us all, it's really impacting me as well. He passed last Friday. Of course, I was hurt then. I did the live, but it really got to me the Saturday after that, like about Saturday morning, 11:45, noonish. But yeah, I'm gonna react to this thing. Hopefully I don't bust into tears or anything like that. And afterwards, we're gonna talk about briefly just how Marvel Disney is gonna move forward, because they did talk to the Hollywood Reporter. But let me go ahead and put on these headphones so y'all can stop listening to me talk and watch this tribute video. Here we go. Man. Got that smile, man. $1 million smile.
It was Chadwick Boseman's performance in 42 that really made us take a second look. There is such an honor and dignity to the way that he played Jackie Robinson that we knew we needed for the character of T'Challa, the Prince of Wakanda.
Chadwick is an amazing actor and we thought would fit perfectly with the MCU.
Black Panther himself, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chadwick Boseman.
2014.
Chadwick,
remember that like it was yesterday.
He has a lot of depth. It was amazing as an audience member to look into his eyes and see what's going on.
We must find a way to look after one another as if we were one single tribe.
A lot of the things about the character are also true about Chad. He's very knowledgeable. He's an athlete, martial artist. He's had a lot of experience playing roles that come with a lot of weight. So I think he has a person, he has a guy, has a lot of weight to him. I think he brings all of that stuff to the role, but not to mention that he's incredibly gifted as an actor and as a performer, and also as a storyteller in his own right.
I am not king of all people. I am king of Wakanda. And it is my responsibility to make sure our people are safe.
Because he is so prepared as an actor, and because his character is sort of flawless on set, it forced the other actors who had scenes with him to kind of raise their game and go, okay, this guy is not taking anything for granted. He's really leaving it all out there. So we have to keep up with him.
What doesn't Chadwick bring to the character? He's regal and grounded, and he brings a gravitas to it. So all of this feeds his T'Challa, I think he wore the crown with dignity.
Lapita is beautiful.
Bombay! Bombay!
Trying to watch Infinity War after
since I was
this.
about like 17, so I've known him for a really long time. Back in New York, he did the work, obviously. I just think he did an incredible job being true to the character.
Wakanda forever!
I had a great time with Chadwick. Just warmth and camaraderie came into it, of course, with a great deal of respect for his previous work. So when I looked at him with proud eyes, they were as mother and also as comrade and colleague.
For real, man, they really care about each other. They're not just co-workers.
Chadwick is just a powerhouse. He really is
So
so talented. Every single movie he's made. There's kind of this internal, almost nobility.
The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for generations.
He's such a soulful actor, and So professional, so present. He really gives so much to the other person, and he's awesome. And his presence on set, I think, raises the stakes a little bit for everybody.
Chadwick he's a really smart, interesting, dynamic guy, and I think he was not overwhelmed, but very surprised and somewhat taken aback by the amount of love. It ceased to become just about how well he inhabited the role and all that stuff. It's become part of our culture just as a symbol.
This welcome is one of the most amazing things I've ever experienced.
It's an interesting quote.
It's fun to watch just what it means to people. At times, in my head, I'll be like, well, what does this do for the world? Like, actually, what is it? Is it actually valuable in this climate? And I have to say, yes, it actually is. Not because it makes people escape. I think when done right, it gives people hope. I found that it means a lot.
Yep. Oh. I'm sorry, y'all. That brother's gone, man. He's not here anymore. It just goes, life is not fair, man. It's not fair. This came out today. By this morning, Tatiana Siegel and Boris Kitts from The Hollywood Reporter. It's titled, Disney Grapples with How to Proceed on Black Panther Without Chadwick Boseman. Now, there has been some discussion online of how Disney, from fans and whatnot, just how Disney should move forward, Disney Marvel. Some people think he should be recast. Some people think that it's blasphemous if you recast T'Challa. Some people think Shuri should take over the role as Black Panther. I'm not going to get into the details myself. I just think it's a bit too early. Me personally, I think they should recast T'Challa. I'm not going to list who I think. I just think it's too early for that. But the article reads, outside of family, only a small group of insiders was aware of the Marvel star's battle with cancer, and now studio executives are grieving and figuring out a way forward. Marvel Chief Creative Officer Kevin Feige. Now, Kevin Feige was in that tribute video we just watched. If you don't know Kevin Feige, in my opinion, he will go down in history, film history, as the most successful producer of all time. He produced every Marvel Cinematic Universe film. He was also a part of the X-Men films that 20th Century Fox did in the early 2000s. But, he came over to Marvel Studios, I want to say in 2004 or 5, maybe 2005, and was the president of Marvel Studios. So he was in charge of the whole film division, just the film division. He wasn't the CEO. At the time, it was that racist Ike Perlmutter, who was no longer there. Then Disney bought Marvel, and Kevin Feige complained to Alan Horn, who was over the whole film division in Disney, Marvel films, Star Wars films, Pixar films, Disney Plus films. And so he got to surpass Ike Perlmutter on the creative end. Then recently, sometime within the past year or so, he got even more control. And not only is he now the over the film division of Marvel, Kevin Feige, he's over the film division, the television division, the comics, pretty much anything creative. So that's why he's called the Chief Creative Officer. I might as well call him the CEO, but I'm not sure. Sorry about all that. But Marvel Chief Creative Officer Kevin Feige received an urgent email regarding Chadwick Boseman with no further information. Unbeknownst to anyone at the studio, the Black Panther star had been battling colon cancer privately for 4+ years and had taken a sudden turn for the worse. By the time Kevin Feige read the message an hour later, Boseman had already died, sending shockwaves through Disney and the tight-knit Marvel Cinematic Universe. What's crazy to me is, Ryan Coogler, the director of Black Panther, both Creed movies, he admitted that he didn't know, but I was talking to my friend. We was like, man, the CEO, Alan Horn, Kevin Feige, all these execs, they had to have known, but apparently they didn't even know, which is news to me. I'm very shocked by that. A source close to Boseman tells The Hollywood Reporter that the 43-year-old actor, who had become noticeably thin in recent months, was convinced until about a week before his death that he was going to beat cancer and would be able to gain the weight back for a Black Panther sequel that was scheduled to go into production March. I'm assuming that's March 2021. The actor was even set to prepare for the new film beginning in this September. Damn. Yeah, now the studio is processing the grief of a loved one. And so, yeah, he was been battling this for 4 years. And so he got the role in 2014. I remember like it was yesterday. It was announced at that Comic-Con. Everybody lost their crap. So 2014. And then, of course, he made his debut of Black Panther in 2016. That film came out in April. So he could have been diagnosed with it at that time of Captain America Civil War or later on that year. And so it just sucks. And I do like this from Disney. Disney sources say that the company is processing its grief and that its focus at this stage is to pay tribute to Boseman and not to the making of a Black Panther sequel. Good. Only a handful of non-family members knew that Boseman was sick, including producing partner Logan Cole, longtime agent Michael Green, trainer Addison Henderson, and 42 director Brian Helgeland. With varying degrees of knowledge about the severity of the actor's condition, no one involved with Black Panther was aware, says the source. It was Boseman's wish to keep his cancer battle private. That's, yeah. And so we have a quote here. I don't know who it's from. The big studios don't often get completion bonds. Oh, okay, this is Nate Moore, the producer. Big studios don't often give completion bonds, says Moore. They are more prevalent in indie filmmaking world. Sometimes the big studios will look to ensure a particular actor, but they usually have a particular reason for doing so. Otherwise, studios just shoulder the risk of the sickness of death. Yeah, I got to look into that. And I know that Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr., had a hard time getting insurance early on in his MCU career. So the link to this article, guys, is down in the comments section. I don't think y'all want me reading you the whole thing right now. But it's there for you to click on at the very top of the of the description. But the last thing it says, whatever direction Disney takes, the loss of Boseman to the franchise is immeasurable. As Coogler wrote in his Remembrance of the Star, I spent the last year preparing, imagining, and writing words for him to say that weren't destined to see. It leaves me broken knowing that I won't be able to watch another close-up of him in the monitor again or walk up to him and ask for another take. So that is that. So, yeah, man, this is hard. This is horrible, man. I mean, it's just like, you know, I really don't mean to sound insensitive when I say this, but it's like, you know, when Robin Williams, well, you really don't retire in acting. You can be 92 years old and still act, but, you know, Robin Williams was at the end of his career. Kobe was still young, but he was at the, you know, end of his career, and Boseman was just now starting, you know, 43 years old, so young. And just such a good person. I mean, I don't know him. I didn't meet him. But, I mean, you know, he just really just seemed like a really genuine stand-up dude. You know, a strong black male that a younger male can look up to. And, you know, we need a lot of that, even if it is playing he played real characters too. But I hopefully y'all get my point. You see, pretty emotional right now. Not making any excuses, but I'm just trying to keep it real. But it just sucks that you have just good people like this that are taken from us at such a young age. But you have all these evil assholes out here that are just hurting people and thriving. You know, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why? Why? I mean, just questions that will never be answered, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say. I'm looking at this dude's production, his filmography right here. He did The Five Bloods this year. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I don't know what it is. It's a drama set in Chicago, 1927. It says it's completed. So we may get to see one more performance with Brother Chadwick. We got Viola Davis in here as well. This was supposed to come out, I don't know. There's no date. It just says 2020. It says it's completed, so it was shot. But Yasuka, that's of course going to have to be recast. That was just in pre-production, so they haven't started the film yet. If you don't know that story, that's like one of the first black samurai or something. Pretty cool. But guys, that's all I got, man. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. Rest in power. We will miss you, sir. This is not the last video I'm gonna be making you, of course. But that's it for now. So again, guys, I just want to thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Stay safe. Keep your head on the swivel. Remain healthy. Squash all the beef. Love the people that make sure you let the people know that you love them while they're still here, because tomorrow is not promised. But anyway, guys, again, thank you for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that I'm Brandon Keith Avery, and it's just my opinion. Peace.